Alhamdulillah.
Good.
Alhamdulillah. Right, so this is the children's hour and the most favorite part of the day for the children, and we hope to hear from you today.
Absolutely.
Lots of you calling in, texting in, and the number to call down, get a pen and note this down quickly. The number to call in is 0116 212 9324, and the mobile number to text into is 074 509 25084. So we're waiting for you to call in today. Just a quick mention, for the first few days we're not having any children coming into the studio, but we will let you know when that will be allowed from, starting from, inshallah. Yes. And when they do come in, children will only be allowed into the studio with the parent and will have to sign a form. Also, the studio location is 207 Evington Road, Leicester, LE2 1QN, sorry. Right, so today's topic, inshallah, is going to be, we're going to be talking in depth with Allah's names. And just before we start that, inshallah, Sister Amrin, would you like to throw in a fact? And
Yes.
what we'll do is ask the children at the end if they remember it and if they have a fact of their own that they can let us know about.
Okay, so let's have a look. So in the 10th century, gardens began to include shallow canals and fountains and flower beds arranged in geometric patterns. So, for example, you can still see such of those kind of gardens of the Taj Mahal in India and at the Alhambra Palace in Spain and elsewhere in Europe, where formal gardens are designed with similar features were actually created centuries later.
Wow.
So that's a garden fact, inshallah.
That's really interesting. Where did you get that from?
Okay, and that is from the 1001 Inventions and Awesome Facts. If you'd like to just show that to the camera.
This is the book. Okay. And it's a 1001 Inventions and Awesome Facts from Muslim civilization. It's
That's
a National Geographic for
fascinating.
kids.
So
Yeah, it's a
much
brilliant
for
book.
so
There's
much
so
has
many-
come from Islam,
MashaAllah.
So much.
from the Muslim world.
So much.
Alhamdulillah.
Alhamdulillah. Right. So Allah's actually, before we start, inshallah, every day we're going to try and read a hadith or a daily reminder. And there's a book that I usually send some of my friends and family a daily message from. I try to. I'm not punctual. Life takes over sometimes. But this is the book. It's called The Bounty of Allah. And it's been written by Anila Khalid Arshad. Okay, and today's and it actually has a date on it. So each day has, a date, and you can read each day's out.
Thought for the day.
Thought for the day, or
Wonderful.
reminder of the day, yes. May the 9th. Abide by what has been revealed to you and forbear until Allah makes known His judgment, for He is the best judges of us. He is the best of judges, sorry. He complained of his pain 100-fold, and God said, grief and pain make you modest and noble.
SubhanAllah.
Your real enemy is your own medicine, the elixir that seeks to win your heart. Flee from it to solitude and seek the help of God's grace. Your friends are really your enemies, for they occupy you and make you oblivious of God. And that quotation is by Maulana Rumi.
SubhanAllah.
What does that mean to you?
We talked about this yesterday, didn't we? About the company you keep and how, because we were talking about people who inspire you in the show after, and we talked about how your company you keep is shows the people who don't remind you of good and of your Creator. That should be your guiding light, really.
Yeah. So you become the company that you keep.
Absolutely.
So you have to choose your friends really carefully.
So you mentioned this yesterday, didn't you? As
Yes.
well, like you were talking about.
SubhanAllah.
It's a very important impact. Just a few mentions on Facebook. We've got Sister Noor Aslam.
Oh,
Salam,
mashallah.
Sister. Wa alaikum salam to you, Noor Aslam. Jazakallah for joining us. We are on Facebook Live, so you can ask if you've got a Facebook account, then log in and you can watch us on Facebook Live, or ask your elder in the house to help you log in, and you can watch the show on Facebook Live. Right. So should we go to our the names of Allah?
Yes.
So I
Bismillah.
believe we started a few of these on the day before yesterday, and we've done some yesterday. But we've sort of constructed a way of not giving too much in one day, so we can soak in, like we can take in what we want to, inshallah, learn. And what was the word again?
It's really
Put into practice.
Put into practice.
put into practice, yes.
Inshallah.
It's really important to learn from the 99 names of Allah, because these are the adjectives that describe Allah. And the word Allah is a noun. So adjectives are the words that describe the noun. And the words that are actually describing Allah are saying the most merciful and the most kind and the most generous and the most just. So these are the superlatives. We learned this word in school, the superlative adjective, that you can't get any more than that. So we start off with clever, cleverer is a comparative, and then the cleverest is the superlative. So Allah has all of the superlative names, and we need to try and work towards being like that. We need to understand the qualities of Allah and try to practice them in our daily life.
Indeed,
And,
absolutely.
Inshallah.
and you've beautifully
Inshallah.
got them into different categories.
Yes,
So
and
we're
this
going
is
to
a
do one
beautiful book.
category every day.
If you're wondering where I'm getting all this information actually from, it's from this book. It's called The 99 Names of God, and is written and illustrated by Daniel Thomas Dyer. I've had this book for a couple of years now, and alhamdulillah, I read this out to my children and myself. There's so much to learn, and every time we open it, we learn something new. It's never
Absolutely.
something, that we've learned and we're repeating it. It's always something new for us, and it's really nice. It's being cleverly divided into themes. All the names of Allah belong to a certain part of our life. And is an attribute to each part of our life, and so they've divided it really nicely for us, so that for us to understand it and memorize them and get to know it and apply it into our lives, easily, I guess.
Inshallah.
Inshallah. So I'll read out the titles, and then what we'll do over the next 3 weeks, we'll do 2 a week. So basically, some of the names are categorized into under the title of the heart of Islam. So, for example, the love, the beauty, the compassionate, and so for example, it goes on the certain names that just fit into that category. Then some names that fall into the 5 pillars of Islam,
which we're all learning at
which-
madrasa.
Absolutely. So I'm sure a lot of the kids are going to have they're going to be calling in.
They're going to be able to tell us, inshallah.
Tell us something.
Yes.
Definitely. And then
Inshallah.
there's the spiritual practice of Islam. Then there's the virtues of Islam. Then the wider world and Islam. The seen and the unseen.
Subhanallah.
And the trials and the difficulties in Islam. So subhanAllah, all the names that fall into each part and theme of our life, the names have been put into those sections for us.
Subhanallah, that's beautiful.
And hopefully should help us learn,
Inshallah.
And the first one
Inshallah.
is the most beautiful by the look of it.
the heart of Islam.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Subhanallah.
And we've mentioned the first name on Tuesday, which was Allah, the name Allah itself. And then I think Sister Amrin, yesterday you covered Ar-Rahman.
Yeah, we did the 5 names because what we
And
thought
the
is we
Rahim,
try and do at least 5 or 6 a day.
Inshallah, yeah.
Inshallah. And then we had little Sarah who recited 22.
Wow.
So we set a
Mashallah.
challenge
Listen
for
to her.
tomorrow who can do up till 40.
Yes.
And you can either ideally come into the studio because until the disclaimer's not done. So ideally parents will need to allow their children to call in. So if we do that, see what we can get done by tomorrow, inshallah. That's the first challenge.
Yeah, so I mean, if there's anybody, if there's any children out there that want to call in today and read as much as
Yes.
and if it's 4 or 5, or if you
Yes.
know all 99,
Yes.
if you know 1 or 2 just with this meaning, please call us in. We'd love to learn and hear from you.
It's
Yes.
such a beautiful time to learn it because
Absolutely.
it's like doing dhikr, isn't it?
It is.
indeed.
And when we put the meaning to all of these beautiful names, it will mean so much more to the children and all of
Absolutely.
us.
Yes,
We all need
inshallah.
that reminder.
Indeed.
Inshallah.
We've got Sister Nadia Nadeem on Facebook asking what's the book again. I'm assuming you're asking about the 99 names of God. I'll put that up in front of the screen for you. It's the 99 names of God, written and illustrated by Daniel Thomas Dyer.
So if you have a look at the video
if you have a look at
on
the video
Facebook,
on Facebook,
you'll be able
yes.
to see that.
Yeah, you'll be able to see that.
And I think the link has been put on and where you can purchase it as well. So
Excellent.
by
Yes.
our esteemed producer, alhamdulillah.
Jazakallah. Thank you so much. Okay. So what name shall we start off with today? I mean, we've covered Allah, and would you
We got to Ar-Rahman. No,
Ar-Rahman, Ar-Rahim?
Ar-Rahim we got to, apologies,
Okay.
yeah.
So inshallah, today I'll go into the depth with Ar-Rahim, and then we'll see where we go from there.
Inshallah.
These are the ones linked to the heart, yes?
These are the ones linked to the heart, yes,
Excellent.
the heart of Islam, the heart of
Alhamdulillah.
Islam. So Ar-Rahim, the name Ar-Rahim means the merciful. To be merciful means to be ever so loving and gentle, and always ready to forgive. If we turn to Ar-Rahim, we'll be forgiven and our lives will be blessed with goodness and happiness. Inshallah.
Inshallah.
Signs of a Rahim. So in our daily lives, simple signs that we get of a Rahim. So I think, okay, I think you've read this one, but I'm going to
Just
repeat to see if you
reiterate
read
it,
here.
inshallah.
The name of a Rahim comes from the Arabic word from for the womb. Like the name Ar-Rahman, this is a sign that the merciful is loving and protective, like the mother's womb round its baby. Subhanallah. That's such a beautiful way.
Subhanallah.
But whereas Ar-Rahman makes us think of the sun, Ar-Rahim is more like the moon.
Oh.
The light of the sun fills the whole world during the day. We don't have to look for it. It's everywhere.
Subhanallah.
And just like the love of Ar-Rahman, if we want to see the moonlight though, we have to wake up and turn our faces towards the moon in the night sky. Likewise, those who turn to God to escape the darkness of pride receive a special love from Ar-Rahim.
Subhanallah.
And the Holy Quran, what does that have to say about the Rahim? It says, God turns in mercy to the faithful, men and women, for God is forgiving and most merciful. That's Surah Al-Azhab. Muhammad says, God is merciful to those who show mercy to others. Yeah?
It's such a beautiful time of year to show mercy.
Absolutely.
And to practice
it.
having that
Yes.
kindness for others.
Indeed. And then there's a little in this book. It actually gives you reflection and activities that we can do at home. Sometimes, one of them is like sometimes we hurt other people to make ourselves feel big or important. How many times have we done that? Like think of that. How many times, children who are listening right now to the show, sometimes when we want to feel better and bigger or, in a better position, have we hurt other people in the process? So next time you feel like doing this, try thinking of a Rahim, how kind he is, how merciful he is. And then Muhammad Sallallahu was not the only merciful person to people, human being to people. He was also merciful to animals. He was merciful to animals. So we have pets at home like cats and birds and hamsters and what else?
Even if you see like a
Even if
stray
you see
cat,
a spider,
A spider.
That's right. A lady was talking to me about spiders the other day.
Yeah.
And she said, I know you come from those who protected the Prophet, so I'm not going to hurt you, but I'm just going to move you out the house.
Subhanallah.
That's beautiful, you see. Sometimes we get scared and we just react and we just want to squash it and, we're just going to step on it or whatever. But just think before you do that and just think of the merciful, think of a Rahim.
Subhanallah.
The Quran asks us to study the moon, read about it, how it changes during each month. Go outside and look at it. Think about how you can reflect to God's merciful light at night. Just look at the moon, just like the moon reflects the sun's light.
Subhanallah.
Yeah. And then the last part of this is the English playwright William Shakespeare wrote that mercy is twice blessed. It blessed him that gives and him that takes.
Subhanallah.
So that's a little question challenge for our young listeners. What does it mean by when it says that mercy is twice blessed? It blessed him that gives and him that takes. What does that mean? See if you can give us a call back with telling us what that means.
Yes.
Yeah?
Inshallah.
So,
Alhamdulillah.
would you like to say anything about Rahim, Sister Salma or Sister Amrin?
I let you, Sister Salma.
I think you've said it all. I think it's all about putting it into practice and just reminding ourselves what little difference we can make every day.
Absolutely.
And, we get hurt by other people and we need to remember that we shouldn't be in that position where we're hurting others.
Yes, we shouldn't be reactive like we've just said in regards to animals and pets. We too quick to kind of react, as we said.
Indeed.
So take a step back and really think that everything is from the mercy of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and it's about how we react to situations, not how we've been reacted to.
Absolutely.
So
Yes, that's true.
subhanallah.
That doesn't mean go pet a tiger.
Yes.
Yeah. So be wise about it.
Yeah.
Indeed. We are live on Ramadan special on Eva 102.5 FM. You can also tune in on www.ramadan.fm or catch us live on Facebook Live.
And on YouTube and on Twitter
YouTube
as
and
well.
on Facebook and Twitter. Yes, that's right.
Alhamdulillah.
So where are the children today? Why are we not getting no calls? The number to call in is 212-9324. And if you want to text in, you can text on the number 074 509 25084. So, I was going blank there.
Alhamdulillah.
Inshallah, after the break, I wanted to just mention what we're going to discuss after the break, so children can hopefully think about that as well. We want to talk about time management in Ramadan, and not just in Ramadan, even after and before Ramadan, how we manage our times, children. That's a thing for children. So inshallah, after the break, we'll be discussing that. In the meantime, should we read a few more names out?
Yes, I think it'll be a good idea,
yeah?
inshallah. Try and see how many we can get through today.
Absolutely, yes. So the next name is Al-Malik. 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 The name Al-Malik means the sovereign. A sovereign is a king, queen, or a leader who rules over people. Allah rules over everything and has complete control. Nothing happens without Al-Malik's permission. We are all God's servants, whether we know it or not. Signs of Al-Malik. The lion has been called the king of the jungle, and where we see him proudly staring out over the African plains, we can understand why. The lion has a power and majesty that can remind us of Al-Malik. Human beings can also be a reminder. We have power over the animal world, and it is our job to look after the entire planet on God's behalf. If the leaders we choose for ourselves are strong, wise, and kind, like Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, then they are the best reminders of the sovereign, that is Allah. They really care for the world and the people who live in it. They do not rule for themselves, but for Al-Malik, the real leader of us all.
Subhanallah.
The Quran says, I seek refuge with the sustainer of humankind, the sovereign of humankind, the God of humankind. Surah An-Nas. That is
Subhanallah.
And Nafisa is a lady from the old times of, inshallah, a part to our Islamic history. Oh my God, you are exalted in ability and you are the compelling sovereign. Relieve your servants from their sorrows. They are your creation and your dependents, and you have ability over all things. And then at the side of the book, they actually have a little thing. So I'll leave the reflection for now, but I'll read this. It's called Real Power. People with power can be very impressive, but which power is greater? Being able to control other people or being able to control yourself?
Subhanallah.
That's amazing. MashaAllah.
Subhanallah.
Al-Ghazali tells us a story that might help us decide. It goes something like this. A wealthy prince told a poor holy man, "Ask me for anything you want." The holy man replied, "You should not speak to me in this way. I have 2 servants who are your masters." "Who are they?" asked the prince, much surprised. "Greed and desire," said the holy man, "for I have conquered them, but they have conquered you. I rule over them, but they rule over you."
Very wise.
Subhanallah.
beautiful.
That is
That's
beautiful. MashaAllah.
So that was Al-Malik.
Now, Al-Malik comes in Surah Al-Fatiha. I wonder if anybody knows, any of the children know whereabouts it comes in Surah Al-Fatiha and what it means.
Yes. Inshallah.
Where
Something
are
to
our
wonder.
children today?
We've got a few questions for them today. So let's see who can be the first one to come back with some of the questions that we've asked, inshallah, today. So we had the important fact. So that was about gardens. And then we had the question we've just asked about Al-Malik. And did we have another one as well? Another question.
There is another question up on Al-Malik, sorry.
Yes.
I want you to ask was, list 5 qualities that make a good leader.
Oh, okay.
So anyone that's tuned in just now and listening, see if you can list 5 qualities that make a good leader.
As in a king or as in a leader of any kind?
Leader of
Anyone.
any kind. That just
The
makes a good leader.
qualities. The
The
qualities
qualities of a good leader.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Use you can actually use the 99 names of Allah to to actually
Subhanallah.
make that list of
Now
yours. So
that's
the
an
answer is
interesting
within the
one.
question. Aren't you lucky,
Subhanallah.
kids?
Subhanallah. Alhamdulillah.
And
Alhamdulillah.
the other thing was find examples of spiritual leaders. So you don't have to do any particular one. Whatever you feel like doing, you can carry out one. If you don't remember the 1001 fact, then just something that you remember, pick it up and try and calling in with that. Find examples of spiritual leaders who had these qualities. Leaders such as Moses, Buddha, Jesus, and Muhammad. How did they show these qualities?
Yeah.
So maybe you can just call us in with that. If you just got one quality that you can give us, that would be great to hear from you as well.
Yes.
So, yes.
Inshallah.
Anything you would like to say about Al-Malik, Sister Amrin? I'll give you.
I think we've covered quite a lot, actually.
Quite a lot. It's amazing,
To be
isn't it?
honest, alhamdulillah.
That's why I swear by this book is
I
amazing,
love this
honestly.
book, subhanallah.
There's
It
no
is
better
on
way
my...
to explain it to ourselves, to our
Yes.
children, to our
Mashallah.
family members.
Beautiful
It's
to share.
so an easy read,
It
and
is.
the illustrations are so beautiful,
Beautiful, aren't
mashallah.
they, as well, yeah. And at the back it gives you, like, so Nafisa, I'll mention Rabia Basri at some point as well.
Subhanallah.
So it gives you a history of who these people are. And I've never heard of, like, I knew Rabia Basri.
Yeah.
When Nafisa came, it made me want to know who Nafisa
Who
was.
she was.
And then you know a bit about Nafisa. So
Yes.
it goes deeper and you can know a bit more about
Yes,
who each person
subhanallah.
is and the examples where they're coming from.
We were talking yesterday about knowing where we come from, who our ancestors are.
Yes.
And,
So our roots.
yes.
you know, knowing about Islamic history, there's so much of it, and it's so important.
It is
Yes.
important. And yeah,
And
what,
we don't need to fill our heads with stories. We've got so much already.
There's so much there
to learn.
already, subhanallah.
and it's not just what we go. It's like when you go to school, you learn about the curriculum, and then you can come home and learn so much more about the moon and the sun. And for the same thing for madrasa as well. You go to madrasa and you learn about the things that were compulsory, but then it's good to come home and learn more. Reading
Share it
deeper
with the family.
Stories.
and learn about the history of our deen.
Yeah.
And there's so many beautiful stories that can help us become better human beings and
Yeah.
live like them.
Inshallah.
And
So, yeah.
understand some of the words that we're reciting every day, because so
So
many
important.
children are reciting so beautifully.
Absolutely.
And if they can understand what they're saying as well,
Yes.
it's just
That will-
going to mean so much more to them.
That will help us, right, to apply it into an action into our daily
Help
lives.
all of us.
Help
Yeah,
all of
well,
us,
definitely.
children, elders, everybody.
Yeah.
If you do it, I mean, as
we
a
can
child,
teach each other.
we can teach each other, and we always say, you children also teach us elders,
Absolutely.
as elders as well.
Yeah.
So it's really important that you are the next generation.
Yes.
And sometimes we get older and we forget things, but you're
We
brighter
need to
and
be-
sharper and more focused.
We need to be
So you
reminded
can,
by
and we
them.
need to be reminded by
Yeah.
yourselves, definitely.
Children have good memories
Yeah,
too,
great.
don't they?
Indeed. Indeed. So,
Subhanallah,
And
alhamdulillah.
when it's made relevant to them, it means so much, because as a young person we need guidance, don't we?
Yes,
we do.
We all do.
it is. We
So
do need
let's hope
guidance.
this is going to be really helpful to everybody.
Yes.
Inshallah.
Inshallah.
Right. So we've got a few more minutes.
Shall we give some shouts on Facebook?
I
Okay,
think we should,
so we have
Roxana.
Sister Roxana, our esteemed woman in the community, subhanAllah. So she says, Assalamu alaikum, jazakallah khair. And then we have, is it Ibs Diwan and Samia's Taylors who's joined in as well. So any shout outs, any feedback, any comments, then please do. What we do really want to hear from is from you children today. What time is it? So I'm not sure if they've, May 4:30, do they
Yes,
tend to go to
4:30.
madrasa right now? It
Probably,
depends.
yes.
Some people, madrasa is, I'm not sure if all of them, all the kids are going to madrasa, but it'll be good to hear from them, inshallah, from you children, because this is the children's hour for you. And inshallah, we're here to hopefully learn and for you to learn also. This is our community radio show on here. So inshallah, please drop us a line and inshallah, be engaged and let us know what you want to talk about and what you want to hear. Inshallah.
Can we say a little bit about our theme nasheed?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah?
I was just
We're doing the 99 names of Allah.
absolutely.
And there are so many beautiful recordings for us to sing along
Listen
to,
to, yes.
recite to. And it's a form of dhikr when you're repeating Allah's names. It's a form of dhikr, and it's really, really good for us, especially when we understand what we're doing. So we're going to play this nasheed at the beginning of the show. It'll be the introduction, and then hopefully after the break time.
Yes, it is in our plan today that to discuss and let them know what we're going to be doing with that as well. So hopefully in the break they will be playing a nasheed.
And if you're
Hopefully.
on Facebook, hopefully we'll be able to get the video up so that you can see the 99 names
Yes.
and sing along.
Inshallah.
Indeed.
Imagine if we have all of the children in Leicester singing along with the nasheed.
Inshallah, we'll do a
little
flash mob
of
on
just everybody singing
that on
from
the
home,
last.
from the studio.
Inshallah, wherever you are, and
If we
we
start
could,
practicing now, then we can do one for Eid at the end,
and we can
inshallah.
try and see how many children we can get into the studio with their parents. Obviously
Yeah.
advising that they can.
Especially in the
come in.
last week. I think it's half term, isn't
Yes,
it?
it's actually
It'd be
the school
amazing.
holidays that week, so
Yes.
we have a lot of plans, inshallah.
Absolutely.
So yeah,
Excellent.
inshallah.
Just a quick thing before we go. There's a website where you can actually you can visit, and it helps you learn each name and the meaning of it. It's www.memorize99namesofallah.com. www.memorize99namesofallah.com. And inshallah we shall be back after the break. See you soon. Assalamu alaikum.
Assalamu alaikum.
Assalamu alaikum.
Assalamu alaikum. Welcome back to the Children's Hour on Ramadan Radio on EVA 102.5 FM. Where are the children today, Sister Amrin and Sister Salma?
I don't know. What's
I'm
happened?
not hearing from them. Are you hiding? Are you playing hide and seek?
Oh, we're hoping that they're helping their parents or whoever they're with at home.
Yes,
They're
that could be
deep
true.
in thought.
I think that
and
talk on
they're
Tuesday.
doing homework, they're doing their sub work, they're learning new skills. We're hoping that. I'm hoping, inshallah.
That's what it
but
is.
I want to hear from you.
Find a minute or so. Call us,
Inshallah.
text us. This show is for you.
Yes.
And we're talking for you.
Alhamdulillah.
So call us and yes, we're waiting.
Inshallah.
Right, so while we're waiting for someone to call in, Sister Salma, would you like to read us a nice, fun, exciting story, please?
Yes. Now, I've got this book that you've been reading from called Riding.
Bear with me 1 second,
On a
Sister
donkey.
Salma. I'm so sorry to stop you. The producer's saying we've got a call.
Alhamdulillah.
Let's take one call before we start the story.
Assalamu alaikum.
Assalamualaikum.
Who's that?
Assalamualaikum.
Wa alaikum assalam. Who's there?
Adam.
Aslam.
Adam Afani.
Can you speak a bit louder?
Adam Afani.
Adam. Adam, how old are you?
MashaAllah.
5.
5 years old. MashaAllah. Are you enjoying Ramadan?
Yeah.
Is your mummy making lots of yummy foods?
No, she's being healthy.
Yes, mashallah. Oh, and what would you like to do today? Have you rung in to answer a question?
No.
Did you want to say salam to somebody?
Tabahal.
Adam? Would you like to say
Say
salam?
Rashid.
You want to pray a nasheed? Which one?
Tabahal.
Okay.
MashaAllah.
All right, please go ahead. Bismillah.
Onalena. For me. Yes, you're making me laugh.
Oh, you've got the giggles. Try not to look at the person who's making you laugh.
Tabahal. Onalena. Tabahal. Finish.
MashaAllah.
Bless you, Adam. Oh, thank you very much. Who would you like to say salam to, Adam? Adam, are you still there?
Yes.
Who would you like to say salam to?
Mommy.
Mummy. Go on then.
Salam.
Say salam to Mummy then. Salam alaikum, Mummy.
Wa alaikum salam.
Oh, thank you for calling, Adam. Have you got brothers and sisters?
No, what is brother?
Are you the biggest one?
No.
Okay. All right. We'll talk to you another time when you've got another nasheed to sing us, okay? All right. Assalamu alaikum.
Assalamu alaikum.
Assalamualaikum.
Oh, mashallah, bless him. We want to hear some nasheeds. It's so cute, mashallah. That's what it's about, isn't it? So, welcome to you, Adam, for calling in. Jazakallah khair.
I was so tempted to join in.
I know, so was I.
You have to have the duff.
We need the duff.
I think I'll bring mine in tomorrow.
Inshallah.
Right, so back to the
Right.
story.
Okay, so this beautiful looking book, Riding on a Donkey Backwards. And it's all about Mullah Nasruddin. I love his stories. I've always loved reading his stories to my children.
Absolutely.
And it's quite funny, and he's kind of, there's a moral to every story, isn't there? Mm-hmm. So let's see what this one is all about. It's called The Other Side. Mullah Nasruddin went fishing. The afternoon was warm. Everything was silent. And as he sat there, Nasruddin fell asleep. He was snoring happily when a voice called out, Assalamu alaikum, Mullah Nasruddin. Nasruddin woke up with a jump, and he saw a man on the riverbank calling across. Wa alaikum assalam, said Nasruddin, rather grumpily. Mullah, said the man, please, could you tell me how I get to the other side of the river? What a bird brain, muttered Nasruddin. Then he called out, You are on the other side.
Oh, what are we gonna do with
I
that?
love his logic.
Mashallah.
That's great. That's great.
Mashallah.
Alhamdulillah.
Alhamdulillah.
Sorry, well, hope the children enjoyed that story as much as we did.
Yes.
These are such lovely stories to share with children.
Absolutely.
I have a Nasruddin mug in my house and I bought it in Turkey years ago. And my children keep saying, you have to throw it away. I said, don't even think about it.
Subhanallah.
That's great. Well,
Shall we go to the question?
Yeah, quick. Before we go ahead, if you want to have any links to the 99 names of Allah, we're posting a few different ones on Facebook. So if you want to learn, or if you want to, through a nasheed, there's a few links posted on Facebook by our producer, so you can have a look on that. And we've had Muhammad Sheikh join us on Facebook. Assalamu alaikum. And sorry, I can't.
Sam, John, Paul.
Sam, John, and Ashfaq.
And Ashfaq as well.
That's
They're our regulars. So Jazakallah khair for
Mashallah.
joining us
for
on the
joining
Facebook
us.
Live. Please share our pages. We are a community radio show. We are here for you. So please give us feedback and support, and any way we can improve. Alhamdulillah, we're all volunteers. So give us feedback on how we can make the show where it needs to be.
Yeah, and tell us what you like.
Yes.
Inshallah.
Inshallah.
So right now we're going to have a quick discussion on time management for children, managing the time well during Ramadan and before and after as well. So whether it's in Ramadan or daily life, why should we manage time well, Sister Salma? Why do you think we should manage our time well?
I think particularly in Ramadan, because there are so many distractions like phones and iPods and televisions and all sorts
PlayStations
of
and
things.
wheels
Yeah,
and-
everything. We really need to make a time for what's important and just to put away all of those things which eat up our time and they kill our time. It's all right to have a bit of fun with them from time to time, but when you can think about how you can make use of your time, and it's relevant to everybody. Everybody needs to know, if I don't make time for this, it's not going to get done. If I don't have a plan to do this, my plan's going to fail. I'm not going to achieve what I want to achieve.
Sister, what do you think?
For me, I mean, for children, it's have like a little timetable. Have like a daily task of what you want to do. So even if it's not every 2 hours, but okay, so by the morning, say for example, by 12 o'clock, I need to get this done. I want to get it done, not because it's a need, but I want to get it done. And then break it up throughout the day. So like 12 till 3, especially with the school holidays coming up, even obviously during Ramadan, try and like do maybe 2 deeds like every morning, then in the afternoon, and then break it up into the evening. So that'll keep you going until Maghrib time. And then do it like little tasks that you can do with your families as well. So agree with each other. Okay, I want to do this, but we all do it together. It's not about us doing it ourselves. So I don't know, children, when you come back from school, you're going to help mummy and daddy with some of the chores. So, okay, mummy, I'm going to help you with this. One of us will do the washing, the other will do the drying. One will help prepare doing this, one will do hoover. Cleaning the windows. I don't know, whatever is your thing. Or like we've had children who say we don't normally like doing stuff, but we're going to do it, especially in Ramadan. Even add
And
those
you
to
get
your
so many
list.
blessings, don't
Yeah,
you?
and you get so many blessings. So, but it's managing your time, but make more use of your time, because time, once the time's gone, you don't get it back. And make it fun.
I was going to ask that next. I know children probably hear all the time
Yeah.
from their parents, from their elder siblings, from
Yeah.
we're saying it right now. But why could we tell our children why it's important to manage our time well?
Yeah, I mean, because the time Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has given us, it's precious.
Absolutely.
And we don't know when that time is going to be taken away from us. So, we need to be blessed with it and use it wisely.
Absolutely. We're going to pause for a second. We've got a call coming in. Sister, would you
Alhamdulillah.
like to take the call?
Assalamu alaikum.
So
What's your name?
my name is Adam Yusuf.
Did you? Okay, it was not the same Adam. Okay, how old are you, Adam?
5.
Okay, and what would you like to recite or pray today, or are you answering a question?
A surah.
A surah. Okay, which one would you like to recite?
Qul huwallahu ahad.
Okay, Bismillah. When you're ready, nice and clearly. Okay.
Bismillah. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم قل هو الله أحد الله الصمد لم يلد ولم يولد ولم يكن له كفوا أحد
Sadaqallah al-Azim. MashaAllah. Jazakallah khair for that.
If you recite that 3 times, Adam,
Yes.
did you know it's like reading the whole of the Quran?
Yes, MashaAllah.
I remembered that just before I went to sleep last night.
Yes, MashaAllah. So when you recite it 3 times, okay, Adam?
Okay.
Yeah, inshallah. Would you like to say salam to anybody?
Bless you.
My cousins and my mom and dad and my baby brother.
Oh, MashaAllah. Jazakallah khair and for calling in, and remember us in your du'as, okay?
Make dua for me.
Oh, bless you. I will do, of course we will. All our children that call in and come into the studio, we make dua for all of you, okay?
May Allah bless you all.
May Allah bless you. Jazakallah for calling. Make sure you call in again, okay?
Okay.
Jazakallah khair. Assalamu alaikum.
Walaikum salam.
MashaAllah. This is what it's about, alhamdulillah.
Makes us happy. It puts a smile on our face. when
It
we keep
does,
on.
to hear children, we will be, I just want to reiterate for our parents as well, is in the coming weeks we will have ustadas and that to coming to the children's show. That's why we won't be correcting children at the moment because we're not teachers, but inshallah it's something that we're working on. So if you do know any teachers out there who can come and support on the children's show, then please by all means contact the studio and I'll be in touch with you inshallah to coordinate that show. But this is why we don't correct the children at the moment, because we want them to come and give them the confidence to come and recite, because for us it's about having the children being engaged in the community radio show inshallah. We will have other shows that children can come and recite, and they will have an apa there inshallah or an ustad. So bear with us please. So jazakallah khair for that.
Yep. Excellent.
Okay, so shall we go back to what we were talking about? We were talking about time management.
Salma, Sister Amrin, you answered why it's important. Do you have any
About
suggestions
time
why is
management?
it important for children and for us?
Yeah.
Mainly it's for the children.
Okay, we have another call.
Another call.
And we have
Take
about
that
just
bell.
over 10 minutes. So bismillah.
Assalamu alaikum.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الكوثر إنا أعطيناك الكوثر فصل لربك وانهر إن شانئك هو الأبتر صدق الله العظيم.
Ameen. MashaAllah.
MashaAllah.
Who's there? What's your...
Salma,
Sorry?
and my sister wants to play
What's your name?
Khadija Ahmed.
Khadija Ahmed. How old are you, Khadija?
My name is Hafsa. Her name is Khadija Ahmed.
Oh, what's your name?
She's Hafsa. She called
Hafsa.
yesterday.
Oh, okay.
MashaAllah.
MashaAllah. So Khadija's going to come now, yes? Khadija, Assalamu alaikum.
Walaikum salam.
How old are you, Khadija?
10 years old.
MashaAllah. And what would you like to do?
Muslim Nursery Rhyme.
Okay. All right. Which one is that?
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Twinkle, twinkle, little star, Allah made you what you are, shining in the sky so high. Allah made you shine so bright. Twinkle, twinkle, little star, Allah made you what you are, shining in the sky so high. Allah made you shine so bright. Twinkle, twinkle, little star, Allah made you what you are. Finished.
MashaAllah.
That was
MashaAllah.
beautiful, Khadija. Jazakallah khair for that.
I think
Thank you.
all the children in Leicester and probably all over the world are all twinkling little stars.
MashaAllah.
And they're all beautiful, MashaAllah. Thank you so much.
Jazakallah khair. Khadija, would you like to say salam to anybody, my darling?
My mum, my dad,
And any of your friends?
the whole ummah and you.
Jazakallah khair. May Allah bless you.
Salam.
Jazakallah khair for taking the time in to keep calling in. We really appreciate it. Yeah? Remember us in your du'as, my darling. Assalamu alaikum.
Still connected, I think.
Alhamdulillah. Oh, that's beautiful,
really
mashallah.
sweet.
I love that rendition.
I love the twinkle, twinkle, little star.
I do.
Do the actions almost.
I think we did.
You were.
Alhamdulillah. Okay. Alhamdulillah.
Right. So, why is it important? But it's okay. We can move on to the next thing anyway.
Why
it's
is
fine.
time management important? It's a time of year when there are so many blessings to be had, and the importance of Ramadan should be understood by all of us.
Yes.
It's really, really important. And just making a little bit of time every day, and we can build it up more and more and more. We don't have to have huge expectations like spend hours and hours. We just need to be very, very sincere in our heart and just try and do a little bit every day and be the best person we can be every day.
It's the consistency, isn't it?
Absolutely.
Inshallah.
Okay, we have another caller. Just bear with me. Just putting through. I think they just.
We had another call.
Assalamu alaikum.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Wa alaikum salam.
What's your name?
Ramesa.
Ramesa. MashaAllah, Ramesa. That's a lovely name. How old are you?
Huh?
How old are you?
6.
6 years old. Oh, MashaAllah. Where do you go to school?
Giblan's Primary School.
MashaAllah, MashaAllah. And what would you like to do today?
I would like to pray.
What would you like to pray, my darling?
Dua.
A dua. Beautiful. Would you like to start?
Alhamdulillah, الذي أطعمنا وسقانا وجعلنا مسلمين ولم يجعله منها أجاب برحمته ولم يجعله منها أجاجا برحمته.
Have that finished?
Huh?
Have you finished?
Yeah.
Say Ameen.
Ameen.
Ameen. MashaAllah. When do you say that? When do you say this? When do you say this dua? You know what this dua is for?
After eating.
That's
MashaAllah.
right. That's what I thought. I recognize the beginning of it. You know more than I do, I think.
I was going to say the same. Yes.
MashaAllah.
Yes, MashaAllah. Jazakallah khair, Umaysa. Would you like to say salam to anybody?
Yeah.
Who would you like to say salam to?
To my whole family.
MashaAllah, MashaAllah. And please give our salams to your family too.
MashaAllah.
And my Appa.
Ameen.
Oh, MashaAllah.
I'm sure he's very proud of you. He knows all the good things you're doing because you've been calling into the radio every day and you mention your Abu and that's sending blessings to him, isn't it? Yeah?
Yeah.
May Allah bless you. Jazakallah khair for calling in. And make sure you call in every day, but try and call in a little bit early so you can sing something a little bit longer, okay?
Okay.
Yeah? Jazakallah khair, my darling, for calling in. Assalamu alaikum.
Welcome to
Allah bless her. She's been calling in every day, you know, mashallah. And she always recites something different and she always mentions her father. Alhamdulillah, may Allah be pleased with her.
Bless
And
her.
give the
Allah make it
sabr
easy.
to the family for them as well, inshallah. And all those who have lost their parents and their loved ones, inshallah, especially in this blessed month. You know, it's a reflection for all of us to be grateful for all that we do have. And may Allah bring ease, especially to our younger ones, for them to understand that as well.
Ameen.
Right.
Ameen.
Indeed.
We have a few minutes before.
time, yes. So we'll just, instead of carrying with the rest of the conversation, we'll just say how to end with this actual
Yes.
topic. We'll just set some goals of how to be have good time management.
Uh-huh.
So set some goals. When you wake up in the morning or the night before you sleep, set some goals. Get a bit more organized.
Yes.
In small ways, just get a bit more organized and have a bit of consistency in what you do. Do what matters the most. Prioritize what's more important than what's not important, and overcome procrastination. That's something where you know you're going to do a certain thing, but you keep on going to the next thing, because you think you'll do the other thing later.
keep
so
putting
try
it
and
off.
working on and keep putting it off.
I'm
So-
really good at that.
Yes, I am too.
I need to change.
And I'm sure.
Subhanallah.
So inshallah, we'll end that there. We've got another call coming in and we've only got a few minutes. So inshallah, we'll end that there, inshallah. So all the best with time management, guys.
Inshallah.
All right. Right. We'll take this call. Assalamu alaikum.
Walaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
And who do we have here? What's your name?
Yes,
Guess.
I call every day.
Is it Sarah?
Yeah.
Surya, I know your whole name. Assalamu alaikum, my darling. I love the way she said, you challenge me. I love this. MashaAllah. So, Sarah, how are you today? You're not quite sure? Sarah, are you there?
Alhamdulillah.
Alhamdulillah, Alhamdulillah. So, Sarah, what you going to recite for us today? Or what you going to teach me today?
To pray a surah.
A surah, okay. Bismillah, you can start when you're ready.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم أرأيت الذي يكذب بالدين فذلك الذي يدعو اليتيم ولا يهد تعالى طعام المسكين فويل للمصلين الذين هم عن صلاتهم ساهون الذين هم يراءون ويمنعون الماعون صدق الله العظيم.
MashaAllah. That was beautiful, Sarah. As you always recite something beautiful. Before you go, Sarah, I want to ask you one question. One question. What makes a good leader? What makes a good leader? Were you listening to the time when we were talking about Allah's names and Al-Malik?
No.
No. Okay, no problem. Inshallah, tomorrow you can call in again and you can ask me the question and we'll say. 1 minute. Auntie Nasrin, Amrin wants to say something.
Tomorrow you said you did 22 names of Allah yesterday, didn't you? So you're going to try and do 40. You're going to try and do 40 for tomorrow, aren't you? Inshallah. Yeah?
All right.
Yeah? Don't forget. That is the challenge, yeah? We made a deal. We made a deal. We made a deal and I think you can smash it, inshallah. I believe you can. So, inshallah, call in earlier tomorrow. Inshallah, my darling. You make dua for us too, okay?
Children, please listen to the names
Jazakallah
of
khair.
Allah.
Yes.
And learn them.
Indeed.
Yeah. Jazakallah khair.
La.
Assalamu alaikum, my darling.
Assalamu alaikum.
Walaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Oh, Allah bless her.
Right,
MashaAllah.
so as we're coming to the end of the Children's Hour, just to remind you quickly, the poetry competition due date is next Friday, the 17th of May, and the topic was on what is Ramadan or how do we make Ramadan special. And just as we're ending right now, sister, we're going to end with the last poem, which Auntie Salma is going to read to you, and then the show will be over, inshallah. Till tomorrow.
Okay, Bismillah. In the name of Allah, we seek Allah's protection from Shaitan's evil mind and begin with the name of Allah, most merciful, most kind. Allah is great. Allah is great, this I know, for the Quran tells me so. All of us to Him belong. We are weak, but He is strong.